What's good? What's good? We back. It's your boy, Paul Pickett, owner of Promo Palace LLC. Before we get started, hit that subscribe button in that right hand corner. Um, if you're watching us live on TikTok, hit that follow, which is very convenient because my vlog today is going to be vlog 23. And this one is going to be called Why TikTok is Taking Over. Um, Anybody that knows me, I've been doing online marketing promotions for over a decade now. I started out when MySpace was popping. So I've seen all the social media changes, and the number one reason why I think TikTok is taking over is because it's the only platform, and I want y'all to follow me clearly on this. It's the only platform that I've seen that you can't buy every single aspect of it. Like you can't buy the aspect of real people taking the sound and using it. Now, yeah, you could buy, likes, views, followers. It won't do you any good if you it won't do you any justice or any good whatsoever. Cause another thing I realized that TikTok is the first platform that I've seen where content solely can get traffic off the algorithms alone and the engagement alone. Like when I first started a TikTok account, I remember having only like 100 followers and doing a video post that got 29,000 views in a very short amount of time with a lot of likes, a lot of comments, a lot of reshares. And I realized like if any other platform that you only got 100 followers on and you post the content, there's no way that it's going to go viral off of just those hundred to people, you know? And because typically most social media platforms only push the content to your followers, and the hashtags are what pushes it to non-followers. Now, but see, with TikTok, it's different. Like once you do a post and a certain amount of people are reacted a certain amount of way, they are pushing it to other people and other followers outside of your follower spectrum. Like Twitter isn't doing that. If they do, they're only doing it to people that they're biased towards. They're not just letting the content go on its own. Instagram's not doing that. Facebook's not doing that. They're not pushing content out to more followers for you for free. Instagram, all you can do is post it to your followers and add hashtags. And if the followers from the hashtags react, they react. But they're not going to push it out to more followers for you. Twitter's not going to push it out to more followers for you. TikTok will. That's the thing. Once the algorithms hit in the video does, the better the video just starts doing, the more and further they'll push it out for you. And the more followers you'll get from it, you know. So TikTok, their algorithms are less biased, I would say. Like you don't have to have a ton of followers just to get a ton of views and engagement. You have to post the right content at the right time with the right hashtags, and it has to get the right reaction, you know? And that's really what it's supposed to be about. Like just putting out good content consistently and consistently getting a good reaction, you know? And That's how most people build all their social media, except TikTok actually pushes it out there for you without having to pay for ads and stuff. So if you're actually paying for ads on TikTok and you're actually posting good content that are actually the algorithms are kicking in and it's pushing out further and further, that's even better. You know, so the number one reason I would say TikTok is taking over is because it's the first platform I've seen where every aspect can't be botted. And if you do buy it, it doesn't do any justice because these people, it's the also the only platform that I've seen where I truly trust the people's, like, how many followers they got, because you can see the followers to engagement. I truly trust, like, this is all real organic followers because you can see the engagement. You know, anybody who's got 1 million followers, you can see the engagement. You know, but if you go on Instagram, somebody got 1 million followers and they ain't got no engagement. You got 1 million followers on TikTok, you got engagement. Because even the botting, I mean, like the botting aspect, it doesn't do you no justice. So it only makes sense to just put out this good content and let people react. Another reason I say TikTok is taking over. TikTok through influencers. And this is the thing. YouTube has influencers, but it's a little different. YouTube, they can't just take your sound on YouTube and just promote it. There has to be legal things. They have to have permission. They gotta have something showing that you've given permission, you know, and things of that nature. Like the music on TikTok is already licensed through TikTok. So you as a TikToker can use any music on there without any repercussions. And you're also able to post it to other social networks without any repercussions. You know, it doesn't work that way on the YouTube end. YouTube, they can't just upload your video and monetize it without permission, you know. So TikTok, anybody like they broke 70 something artists last year. You know how many artists Spotify broke? New artists. Broke. When we mean break artists, like Spotify is responsible for breaking this artist. Zero. You know how many artists Apple Music broke last year? Zero. Tidal. Zero. Napster. Zero. None of these streaming platforms broke artists last year. Or artists broke themselves on this platform. How many artists broke themselves on Spotify last year? Zero. On Apple, zero. I can tell you 70 something artists broke themselves or were broke by influencers on TikTok. Probably just as many or more on YouTube. Because YouTube and TikTok are the number two platforms for artists to break themselves. And I can tell you nowadays, artists have to break themselves. Why do artists have to break themselves? Because labels sure can't do it. Labels don't know how to do it anymore. Labels are not breaking new artists. Artists are breaking new artists. Other artists break new artists. Labels don't break new artists no more because all the artists they sign are breaking themselves through YouTubes, the SoundClouds, um, the TikToks of the world. You know, that's what they're doing. They're not breaking themselves on Spotify and Apple and Deezer. No, they're breaking themselves on SoundCloud, TikTok, Spotify. Why do I say SoundCloud over streaming platforms? Because SoundCloud, you are able to upload the music directly yourself and delete it anytime and control all aspects of what you're uploading. And you're able to get engagement on SoundCloud and engage back. People can comment on SoundCloud and you can reply back. Where can people comment on Spotify and Apple and Tidal and Deezer? Where can they comment on your music and you engage back? If you can't engage with people, then you cannot break records there. It is impossible to break records on a platform where you cannot engage with fan base or consumer base. Radio. What can radio do? People can call in and request. They can call and request. That is engaging with the music. Not social media engagement, but it's engaging. Because engagement is doing a action, commenting, liking, resharing. And the number one engagement isn't y'all get caught up in views, likes, and comments. The number one engagement is reshares. Shares. That is the number one engagement on the planet. Nobody goes viral without reshares. Nobody should go on viral with just views, likes, and comments and no reshares. No, it's the reshares that make people go viral. Sharing content when followers and fans are sharing the content to their followers and fans. Because nowadays, why are artists breaking other artists? Because they're using their fan base to do it. They're putting them on tour and have them open up on their tour. They're featuring them on their album, like J. Cole did with his artist Bass or Bass, however you pronounce his name. He's on 3 songs in an album. He's been touring with J. Cole forever. That's how they build his fan base. They build his fan base off of the fan base of the artist that signed him. And labels don't have fan bases. The artists have the fan bases. Labels control specific artist fan bases, but you can't just take another artist's database and just promote another artist that has nothing to do with him and think that's going to work. Doesn't work that way. So yeah, man. TikTok is definitely taking over. That and YouTube is top dogs. This is the thing artists got to realize. Music itself doesn't dominate the music industry no more. Music videos, visual content. Visual content dictates and dominates the music business. Artists ain't breaking themselves without music videos, visual content. They're not just breaking themselves with just music. And that's why I had to vlog more than just music. Because it takes more than just music to make it in the music business. Because the music business is just a subset and a subgenre of the entertainment business. I know we like to say it's an art form. It's part, it's artistic, this, that. Everybody in the music business isn't an artist. So let's stop that. You're just the entertainment. That's all you are. You're the entertainment. This is the entertainment business. And music would not even be here. The music business only started because they started putting music in the movies. So they made a business out of it. But before that, it wasn't even a business. It wasn't even making no money off of the music like that. It only came about because if there is no movie business, there might not be no music business today. Who knows? Because it only started as a part of the movie business when they started putting music in the backgrounds of the movies. So, music needs to stop taking credit for things that are not really, they're not some super artistic form, because acting it's somewhat of a art, but it's not art like when you think of painting and stuff like that. It's not that kind of art. Yes, it takes abilities, but I don't know if I would call them artistic or intelligent, or rare, but because there's some terrible actors that I've seen in Hollywood with box office movies. I mean, are they artistic just because they act? Are you artistic just because you make music? No, afraid not. You're just the entertainment for the night or for the day. So yeah, that's two. I would say that's the two big reasons why I say TikTok is taking over is the fact that artists are able to break themselves on TikTok and also pay influencers to break them on TikTok, and which is not paying influencers is not the same thing as paying to get on a playlist, which is payola. You know, because influencers, that's the thing. Influencers, the music is already licensed on TikTok. Influencers could post what they want to post. You know, you're just paying them to do content with a sound in the background that's already licensed. All of that is legitimate, but Spotify payola is involved in a lot of Spotify, which is illegal, you know, and then you can't engage on none of these streaming platforms. So that's another thing. TikTok, the engagement is crazy. I mean, like, it's crazy. You know, pay $250 for a post and get 1 million views and 20, 30, 40,000 likes, you know, several hundred comments, however many people resharing it. And that's not even counting in people that actually take the sound and use it. Maybe 100 people take the sound and use it or duet the post. That's a lot of engagement for $250, man. That's a lot of engagement when you pay $250 getting, even if you only get a quarter of 1 million views, 20,000 likes, you know, 1,000 comments, 500 reshares, and 100 people take the sound and use it, man. Oh my gosh, that's so worth it. It's so worth it, man, because you're not going to get that kind of engagement on none of these other platforms. Spending You spend 2,500 to an influencer on Instagram, you're not going to get that much engagement. TikTok, yeah, YouTube, yeah, because they're first of all they're dominated by visual content. You know, it's nothing but visual content dominating TikTok and YouTube. These other platforms are dominated by audio content. Audio is not more powerful than visual because there's a saying in psychology which is with the eyes see, the ears hear, the mind believes. With audio, the ears only hear it, you know, and they they don't, you know, with the video, the ears hear it and the eyes see it. And there's also a saying called seeing is believing. It's not hearing is believing. I never heard of hearing is believing, and seeing is believing, you know. So yeah, TikTok is definitely taking over. And I'm just looking at this from the perspective of a musician, you know, promoting music or even brands. Just promoting music and brands, TikTok is taking over because TikTok is breaking more artists than any streaming platform except maybe YouTube. And that's it. And that's because both TikTok and YouTube artists are able to break themselves. You know, they're able to break themselves. I mean, you know, and it's a lovely day in the music business where you can break yourself and you don't have to spend, you know, $50,000 with somebody else to do it or $100,000 to do it. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, art, like, when people breaking records back in the days, they wasn't doing it off no $500 or 5,000. I mean, 5,000 you might could break yourself if you do it the right way. On TikTok, you could probably break yourself somewhat if you do it. You pay the right influencers. You pay 5 influencers $1,000 a pop, and they the right influencers. Yes, you could probably break that record, you know. But most of the time, people spend like 50, $100,000 breaking artists, you know, because that's another thing. Like, you know, if you're gonna just pick one platform, excuse me, one platform to break yourself, YouTube is number one for me, and then TikTok is number two. You know, I mean, if you're talking about just breaking yourself, I mean, YouTube number one, but TikTok is close to taking over. It's close to taking over. You know, it really is. You know. But yeah, I would say TikTok is definitely taking over because it's the only platform I've seen that you can't buy every single aspect. And even if you do, it ain't gonna do you no justice whatsoever. And then these influencers got so much power that you can break yourself, or the influencers can break you. You know, However, you know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. You don't necessarily, when I mean break yourself, you can just start your own channel and break yourself, you know, without paying influencers. So, yeah, that too, you know. And then the fact that a lot of people have, especially like younger kids, and you got to realize a lot of music business is dictated by a younger generation. A younger generation has a shorter attention span. So the fact that TikTok is like these 15 and these 30-second and 60-second videos is actually pretty genius because younger crowds have a shorter attention spans, anyways. And the adults can keep up with you know, if a kid only has a 60-second attention span, adults got longer attention spans. Like 60 seconds is, that's nothing to us. So that's why you see a lot of adults liking TikTok as well too. You see a lot of older people liking TikTok too, having fun with TikTok, with the lip syncing aspects, the dancing aspects, and the challenge aspects of it, and just coming up with whatever kind of originality you can with it. Because it does have some fun, cool things. Because when I first got into it, I was like, "Oh, TikTok is just some little kiddie thing, this, that, and the third." And when I started really realize what it was, I was highly impressed. I was like, at first I was trying to be resistant. I was like the resistance in the Terminator movies. You know, I was resisting it because I'm like, nah, that's for kids. But once I really saw what it was, and I saw like 29,000 views off of 100 followers, I was highly impressed. Because I've seen MySpace, I've seen the Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I've seen what these platforms can do, and they can't do nowhere near what TikTok can do for a brand or for a musician, especially a musician. Like these other platforms can't do for a musician what TikTok can do. And I didn't even really brought Triller in the mix because Triller, I don't even know how many artists Triller probably broke. And I'm pretty sure they might broke some artists, even though Triller's kind of going more into the little boxing thing and whatnot, pay-per-view style live thing and whatnot. But Triller is still known for a lot of trappy, trill kind of video music and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And I would definitely put Triller probably up there above a lot of these platforms like, Twitter and Instagram and Facebook as far as breaking musicians goes. You know what I'm saying? I really would. I really would. Because anything with visual content, I'm going to put over audio any day of the week. Audio ain't competing with visual. You know, ain't no song better than a music video. Song by itself gonna be better than the just the music video. Like it just doesn't work that way. You know, because visual, like I said, with the ears here, the eyes see, the mind believes, and with audio, you only get half of that. With visuals, you get the whole field of it, the whole realm of it. So yeah, TikTok is definitely taking over. Musicians, rappers, singers, whatever. Y'all need to get more involved into promoting on TikTok. Y'all all caught up on Spotify because yeah, it pays out royalties. But this is the thing: building royalty. When you just after royalties, you ain't building no fan base. Once again, you're not. There's no engagement going on Spotify. All you're doing is your goal is to get royalties. Then you're definitely not building fan base whatsoever because you have to give away music for free to build fan base at first. None of these guys built fan base up by charging every single person out the gate. Let me repeat. None of these people making it are making it by charging every single person out the gate. That's why it's the legal crack game, the legal dope game. You give away free dope and they get hooked. Then they come back and buy whatever you want them to buy forever. But until you give them the dope away for free, and it's got to be dope too. If it's not dope, then it's not. They're not gonna get hooked. Your music ain't dope, they're not getting hooked. Anyways, so it don't matter if you give it away for free if it's not dope music. It doesn't matter. They're not gonna get hooked. That's how people get hooked on things work. You give them a taste, You give them a sample, get a little, just a little taste. They get hooked, they'll come back for more. They don't get hooked, they're not coming back for more. But you give them a little bit. You give them too much, you know. But yeah, TikTok is definitely taking over. Musicians need to focus more on YouTube and TikTok. You know, in that order, I would say until I've said until I feel like TikTok is fully taken. And I don't know if TikTok will fully take over YouTube in that sense, but it's taken over a lot. Everything else that you could think of besides YouTube, TikTok is taking that over as number one over that. It is definitely more powerful than Instagram, Facebook, Twitter combined. When you talk about breaking artists, it's more powerful than Spotify, Apple, and Tidal combined. When you talk about breaking artists, you know, it's more powerful than FM radio when you talk about breaking artists. Because FM radio ain't breaking no new artists. They're already playing artists that are already popping. Just like Spotify is mainly, you're not, Spotify's not adding nobody to Rap Caviar playlist that isn't already popping. So these people that come and ask these dumbest questions in the world, like, yo, you got, you ain't popping, and you're like, yo, how can I get on Rap Caviar? Get popping. Build thousands, tens of thousands of fans. Tens of thousands of fans. You know, because you can't pay to get a Rap Caviar, and if you already ain't popping, you can't pray to get on it either. You can't beg, pray, and you can't pay to get on Rap Caviar. You either pop it or you're not. You ain't getting on no places, and that's the thing people got to understand with places like Rap Caviar, Hot 97, Power 105. If you ain't already popping, yeah, they might play you once, but that's it. And Rap Caviar ain't putting you on there once if you ain't already popping. If you ain't already got a buzz, if you ain't got a certain amount of plays already on your song, you ain't getting on Rap Caviar. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You know, so artists need to start being more realistic about things in the music business in general. Just because you see somebody else on Rap Caviar, don't mean you should be on Rap Caviar. Just because you made a song doesn't dictate that. Everything dictated in the music business is dictated by how many fans you have, how many people are willing to stream your music once it drops without you having to go tell them to go stream it. Major artists don't say, "Hey, go stream the album." No, they let you know when the album's gonna drop, and when they got their fan base just goes and does it. You gotta tell people to go do it. You don't got fans yet. The only thing you should have to tell them is when your stuff is dropping, and if you got fans, they're gonna go listen to it or they're going to buy it. If you got once it drops, you got to start telling, hey, go listen, go listen. Guess what? You don't have fan base, and you need to build it. So artists need to stop thinking just because you make a song that you're supposed to get the same opportunities and same benefits as an artist who has actual fan base that has tens and thousands of fans. You got you might have even if you got 1,000 fans, does it give you the right to get the same opportunities as an artist who has 100,000 fans? You got 99,000 fans to go before you even on his level. And there's levels to every business and to everything in life. Meek Mills might not know it himself, even though he did a song about it, because he obviously apparently didn't know it when he called out Drake that there's levels to this shit. But there is, you know. So yeah, TikTok is definitely taking over when you talk about promoting music, and it's right there with YouTube as far as I'm concerned, neck and neck of breaking artists or artists having a platform to break themselves. And I'm talking about artists like that's the thing. You can break your song on TikTok without having to build followers on your own TikTok. You ain't doing that on Instagram. You only gonna break yourself on Instagram as if you have the followers on Instagram to break yourself. You're only gonna break yourself on Twitter as if you got the followers on Twitter. And I don't mean just followers just for looks. I mean followers that actually engage. You know, you got 100,000 followers and only 100 people engage with your post. Guess what? You ain't got 100,000 followers. Because only the people that engage with your content are the people who are truly following you. I repeat, only the people who engage with your content are the people who truly follow you. Just somebody clicks a follow button doesn't mean they follow you. If they didn't engage with you, then they truly do not follow you. You know, and yes, I'm harsh at how I say these things, but I don't sugarcoat nothing. I tell the truth how it is. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, tell you no lies. You know, only the followers engaging with your account are the people who truly follow you. Everybody else is just a number. It's just a number. Once again, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button in that right hand corner. If you're watching the video on YouTube, don't forget that these vlogs also go to my podcast, the Paul Pickett Podcast. You could Google that, Paul Pickett Podcast, which will be on Amazon, Spotify, Deezer, Apple, Slacker, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and dozens of other platforms as well. Um, don't forget to check out my website. You see below where it says live with promopalace.biz. That's my online marketing promotion company. I know you see the logo above my head. Behind my logo is my Indie Castle logo at indiecastle.net. Also, we got planetplaylist.com where you can submit to playlists for free. Also, check out my apparel, newlitter.com, the New Litter apparel for all these dog based lovers. And we also got t shirts that are business based, like the one I got on right now. Work smarter, not harder, which is my motto of life. Work smarter, not harder. You know, like you work hard as a kid and you work smarter when you become an adult. That's how I see it. I worked hard when I was young, and now that I'm older, it's time to work smart. You know, so that's what to me what work harder or work smarter, not harder, really is. It just comes to a point in life where you got to start working smart. Because if you're just working hard your whole life, more likely you're an employee. Now, I mean, I put in a lot of hours, but like I don't. I mean, working hard. Like people who work really hard in life, or like people who work like these hard physical labor jobs, 12 hours a day, steel mills and stuff like that, and offloading and just real physical manual labor jobs. And I ain't even talking about. I worked fast food most of my life. I wouldn't even really consider that hard work. I wouldn't consider it hard work. Maybe a lot of the non-ambitious, not goal oriented, lazy people did, but I never really considered it hard work. But yeah, so I want to thank y'all for tuning in. My name is Paul Pickett. This is Promo Palace LLC Vlog 23. Why TikTok is taking over. And yes, this is my opinion and view, but I would also say that it's a fact. I would say it's a fact that TikTok is the only social media platform that you can't bot every single aspect. And botting it ain't gonna do shit for you anyways, justice for you anyways. Excuse me for cussing. I typically never ever cuss on my vlogs or my podcast, but it's not gonna do squat for you, whatsoever. Because you just can't. Like I said, when these little kids taking your song and dancing to the video, or people doing art to the video, or whatever kind of visual content they're doing to the video, they're not botting that aspect. You know, nobody. That's people. Even if they're not physically in the videos, they're not botting that aspect. People are just taking content that they think's cool. Some people just do gaming content, but they're physically taking the video, adding the sound to it, and physically posting it. And I'm not saying that you probably can't. I mean, you probably can bot that aspect of it. Yeah, I mean, you probably can. But this is the thing, it's not going to do no justice whatsoever because these TikTokers, man, they're getting it off of the organicness, the algorithms, so it is that's the thing. I don't really see nobody really botting it up on TikTok like that. I don't even really see it happening like you do with the Instagram follower surges and YouTube subscribers and likes and views and Instagram likes and Twitter followers and Facebook likes and you know I don't see this mass surge of let's go buy TikTok followers, TikTok likes. I'm not seeing that because I'm thinking people just truly understand what TikTok is, man. It's truly one of the most organic platforms on the planet. It just truly is. And it's even like when back in the days when we used to buy YouTube views and the views would come from India and China, people would automatically assume they're bots. That is false. That is that is completely lies, false narrative. Because if you run worldwide ads on YouTube, most of your views are going to come from China and India. Why is that? They have a bigger population of people. And guess what? US is the least follow me on this. USA, people in USA are the least engaging on social media. People who engage more on social media are people who live outside of the country, outside of the US. US people are very they're hard to please. They're very self-centered. They don't show love. A lot of US is a bunch of haters, hating on people. It's not a bunch of haters outside of the US and all these other countries. India's not filled with a bunch of haters. China's not filled with a bunch of haters. They don't got this big hate culture going on like the US. They don't got cancel culture in China. They don't got cancer culture in India. This is some American BS, cancel culture, hating. So it's different in the US. It's harder to please people, to get them engaged, to get them to interact. That people interact less in the US than they do outside the US. So this idea that if you're buying views from a company, you get most Chinese views, Indian views, that is bots. That is lies. That is false. Because if you run worldwide views, most of your views are going to come from China, India, and Brazil. Highly populated countries. Countries that have 5 times the India and China got 5 times the population of the United States. So yes, they are going to have more ads will go to those places because more people are engaging in those countries that are highly populated and interacting. So yes, once again, you have to know the facts, people, the details. The devil is in the details, and TikTok is just not this thing that I see everybody botting up because anybody I've ever paid for influencer, I see the engagement. I see it. I see all the people liking the post. I see tens, 20,000 likes and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people commenting. And you can click on their pages and see that they're posting content day to day and this, that, and the third, And don't think just because they don't have no followers that they're bots or whatever. Everybody's not in the business of trying to get a bunch of followers. Some people are just doing it just to do it. Everybody's not in the business of like, the main people that's trying to get tons of followers on the internet are people trying to make a living out of it, to turn it into an income. You know, everybody else is typically just doing it just to do it, just for fun. If you're doing it for fun, you're not really in this mindset of I gotta get a million followers. Anybody's trying to get a million followers is definitely trying to make a living off of the internet. And if they're not, they're stupid. You know. But yeah, I just think TikTok is definitely one of the most powerful platforms for brands and musicians, especially for musicians. It's definitely taken over. It's done past all these other platforms of how effective it is and what the value of it for musicians. So if you any musician that still thinks Spotify has more value than TikTok, wake up, smell the Folgers, you're wrong. You're wrong. And for unsigned artists an up and coming artist, Spotify doesn't have no value because Spotify isn't supporting unsigned artists. They're not putting you on the biggest playlist. They're not trying. Spotify is not going to break you. So you have to go to a platform where you can break yourself. And TikTok is that. YouTube is that. SoundCloud is that more than Spotify. And now I'm gonna get into that too. I'm gonna do a SoundCloud versus Spotify one next. Basically explaining how nobody's breaking themselves on Spotify. And if they think just getting royalties, if they think getting enough royalties to, you know, pay some bills is breaking themselves, they're sadly mistaken. You know. So vlog 23, why TikTok is taking over or TikTok is taking over, however you want to label this. We're gonna call it why TikTok is taking over. But that's my view. That's my opinion based off of the facts of TikTok life. You know what I'm saying? TikTok is just it's the it's the shit. That's all I gotta say. Thank you for tuning in. Promo Palace Vlog 23. My name is Paul Pickett. Why TikTok is taking over. Stay tuned for more vlogs, and I'm out.